Hi, it's Stacey. How are you? I hope that everybody is well. Happy Thursday. Good to see you. So let's get started. I want to say thank you to everybody that has taken the time to read and or comment on my blogs on MySpace, soulfair.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you so much. Thank you to G.I. Joe, My Love Child, Revitalize Entertainment, Roger, Estelle Media, Greg Foster, Jay, Ephraim Froome, Ken Bravo, Claire, Rico and Liv, Betsy, Trey, The Coleslaw, Jerome, Wendell, Long, and Conqueror. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So my last blog was monogamy or open. That is the question. But I want to kind of touch upon that as well as why we cheat. So here it is. And before I get started, Arthur, thank you so much. I appreciate what you said, and I consider you one of my friends as well. So thank you. There were a lot of amazing comments left, and I noticed that the women didn't have anything to say, which I thought was interesting. But, you know, I'm an equal opportunity offender. Actually, I am not trying to offend. I'm just being honest and giving my opinion. I try to look at things from a neutral standpoint, a more spiritual, you know, open-minded place. Anyway, but with that said, here's the reality. I think that at the end of the day, it's just about us being honest with each other. Relationships are an honor. They are a privilege. They're not an obligation. People are not possessions. I say this all the time. We, as pointed out, I think it was by Jay, which is true, you know, I think a lot of times we get so caught up in, sorry, my computer. I think so many times we get caught up in all the things that we've heard or the things that we've been taught, the things that we've been programmed to believe that we have to do, that we put those in front of what's actually happening. And not just in relationships, everything in life. This and that and wrong. That's wrong. You can't do this because it said that you can't. Stop. At the end of the day, it is about what is working for you. Now, I'm not saying go out and kill somebody. I don't mean that. I don't mean harm another person. But I think especially in our relationships, we sometimes get so caught up in what we think a relationship should be that we don't enjoy being in the relationship. We aren't in the relationship honestly. Do you know what I mean? We're so busy trying to make it be what we saw on television or make it be. It can't be, because you're dealing with two different people in a very different time. You have to remember that we are not our parents. You're living your own life. You're on your own path. You've got a different job, a different man, you know, a different woman. There's no way it can be like anything other than what it is. So there is no right or wrong as to whether or not people can be monogamous or whether or not a relationship works, if it's open. Any relationship, at the end of the day, the only way a relationship can work of any kind is if you're being honest with one another. If you're being honest with yourself about who you are, what it is you need, don't need, want, dislike, all of those things. I mean, being honest with ourselves is so important. And then it's about finding the right somebody who gets you, that you can be honest with them about who you are. So I'm not saying there's a right or wrong, because I don't believe there is. I know personally I have been in relationships that no one understood, but they worked for me. And I didn't really care what anybody else had to say, because at the end of the day, I was the person in the relationship. And if you listen to other people, you will find fault with your relationships. And not only will you find fault, but then you will work to have something that really is impossible to have, because we can't have what someone else has had. We can only have what's ours. So with that said, I think no matter what your relationship is, it has to start with honesty. It has to start with honesty, communication, and respect. And if you can put those things into the pot, you're going to have a good relationship. Maybe you'll find that person that you want to be monogamous with. Or maybe you won't. Maybe you two are okay with seeing other people as long as you know that you bring your ass home at night. That could be cool. And I know a lot of people that do that. I mean, the reality is that I think we put way too much on it. And it's not that complicated. It's just about us being honest. See, the thing is, where I got the title Road to Deception is this. We meet somebody, and we are always on our best behavior when we meet somebody. And so we stay on our best behavior, and we stay there for a little while, as long as it's working for us. And then there's that moment where we become, either we become somebody else or we stay on that road to deception. We have met them, we've sent in our representative, and the representative never leaves the building. We go into the relationship and we keep pretending that we're somebody that we're not because we are so afraid of not having this person's love or their attention or whatever it is. And it could come down to lying about our job, lying about our income, lying about our sexual positions. I mean, there's so many things that people lie about in relationships that they don't want to be honest about. Well, there's your problem. So if you're in a relationship that you cannot seem to be monogamous, you have to ask yourself, is it that you really believe that monogamy is unnatural? Because some people do believe that, and that's okay. Or is it that you aren't being yourself with the person that you're with? So you're in search of, you're cheating because you're looking for what you don't have. Just something to put out there, something to think about. So a relationship is about being on the honest road. Sometimes people's feelings get hurt, and there's always going to be difficulties. Nothing's ever perfect. But I think that you can have a much better relationship, whatever that is. And if you feel like you need to have an open relationship, because I know people that do that, and hey, if it's working for you, I think that's great. And they're actually probably happier than people I know that are not in open relationships because everybody's cool and they know where home is. So I'm not saying it can't work. I'm saying that you have to find what works in the person that works for you. The person that's on the same road you are, that you can be honest with, that you have the same goals and the same thought process. You know, you're on the same page. And if you can have those things, the honesty, the communication, the respect, then you're going to have a good relationship, whatever the arrangement is that you've decided upon. So, I ask you this tonight, short and sweet, I'm trying. I ask you this, in your relationship, are you on the road of deception? Are you trying to be on that road of honesty? Think about that. Ponder that. Anyway, this is Stacey. I hope that you have an amazing Thursday. Have a good weekend. I will see you on Sunday. Be well, stay healthy. If you're in the east, stay cool. If you're on the, stay warm. If you're on the west, try not to let this smoke air get you. And my prayers are out to all the families that are suffering in the wildfires here in California. Anything else? I think that's it. Happy birthday to anybody whose birthday it is. Actually, it's my brother's birthday today, so happy birthday, Khalil. I'm on my way to see him now. Anyway, so I hope everybody's well, and I'll see you Sunday. Love and blessings. In the East, stay